Alright, in this video I am going to teach how to convert a standard form of quadratic equation into its vertex form. The standard form is in the form ax squared plus bx plus c, and we convert it into a and ax minus h whole square in brackets and plus k. Why do we need to convert it? We converted to find the vertex of our curve. A quadratic curve is somewhat like this or this. It helps us find this vertex, the turning point wherever the graph turns. It's called its vertex. It's easier to find the vertex from the vertex form than the standard form. In the standard form you just have to use calculus. That's easier when you know calculus, but if you don't, you will have to rely on the vertex form or this simple formula. There is minus b over 2a. I'll just discuss this later in this video. For now, I'll just teach how to convert the standard form into the vertex form. Okay, so let's take one question and solve it. Let's have x squared minus 5x plus 6 equal to, no, it's not an equal to thing. I'll just write it as f of x equal to x squared minus 5x plus 6. If you are wondering what f of x is, that's a function. That's just something called function. You don't need to worry what that is. If you are curious to know, I have a video on this and its link is in the description below. You can go watch it. For now, just assume that this is y or something that does not matter. Okay, that's in the standard form, x squared minus 5x plus 6, and we need to convert it into the vertex form. Okay, while starting it, we need to have this something out of the bracket and something in the bracket which is squared and a constant outside the bracket. Okay, so what we do is we just write it as f of x equal to x squared. we don't have anything with x. We'll just do it this way: x squared minus 5x, leave some space and add 6. It involves a lot of completing the square method of solving the quadratic equation, and I'll suggest that you also watch that video. Its link is in the description below. Okay, here the completing the square comes in. We just take this in bracket and take 1 as common. When we do not have the x squared coefficient as 1, when we have some number with it, I'll do that in the next example so you understand it better. I started off with a simpler one. Okay, so we just take 1 as common. When we do not have anything, we'll just, if we have something with like a, we take a as common, and the rest we will have to complete this square. Okay, while completing the square, we remember that we just divide this term by 2 and square it and add its square on both sides. We won't add it on both sides, we'll just add and subtract it over here. That means the same. Okay, so we just divide minus 5 with 2 and square it. What we'll get is plus 25 divided by 4. Okay, when we have this equation like f of x is something and this is something, if we add something, it is not fair that we do not subtract it. Like we cannot add, like there are two numbers, 2 plus 3 equal to 7 minus 2. Like these are an equation. If I add 4 over here, it won't be fair because it won't be an equation then. This will become equal to 7 and this will equal to 5, so that's not fair. If I add 4 over here, I'll have to add 4 over here as well, or if I don't add 4 over here, I'll have to subtract 4 over here as well to make it even. So what I'll do is I'll subtract 25 divided by 4 over here to make it even. Minus 25 divided by 4. Okay, so now it's even and we are near to converting it into vertex form. Okay, so this is now a perfect square, and we can write it as x minus 5 divided by 2 whole squared. We have 1 over here, and plus 6 minus 25 divided by 4. Okay, what we'll do is we'll take 4 as common. I'll just do it in the same step. Okay, let's do it 2 steps. Okay, we have 6 minus 25 divided by 4 of x equal to, okay, now I have this x minus 5 divided by 2. This is whole squared, and now I will take LCM as 4, and 6 times 4 minus 25, this is 4. Okay, when I simplify it, I get 1, and x minus 5 divided by 2, this is squared, plus 6 times 4 is 24, and 24 minus 25, I get 24 minus 25, I get minus 1 divided by 4. Okay, so here we are with our vertex form. We have 1 as a, then we have x minus 5 divided by 2 whole squared, and minus plus is minus 1 upon 4. Okay, so what is our vertex? A vertex is this h comma k, but we need to take care of one thing. This h, this minus sign is the part of a formula, so we use the sign, we take the sign of h, whatever we have over here, we just take the opposite of it. Here we have minus 5 divided by 2, so we take 5 divided by 2, and k as it is. This is k, we just take k whatever we have over here. The sign does not matter over here. We have minus 1 divided by 4. Remember, we have to take the opposite sign of this h and the same sign of k. So we have our vertex over here. This is our answer of the vertex. Okay, let's move on to a bit more complex example so you understand it better. Okay, here we have 3x squared minus 12x plus 7. So again, what we do is, in the first step, we just take this a is common. We take 3 as common, and now we are left with x squared minus 12. When we take 3 as common, this becomes minus 4x, and we leave space for the completing the square thing, and we add 7. That's not equal to 0, that's equal to y or f of x. I had to write it over here. I have to write it, so just bear it over here for a while. Okay, I have some space left, and I left some space, so I'll add something over here, and I'll have to subtract the same thing over here as I did in the previous example I told you. But just the difference in these two examples, example number 1 and example number 2, is that we have this a as a non-1 value. Like last time we had 1, and now we have a 3, something that makes a difference when we take a common. Okay, so here we have a 3, and we have some space left for completing the square thing, and space left to subtract that thing we had over here. So what do we put over here? As you remember, we write over here whatever we have over here, minus 4 we divided by 2 and added square over here. We divide by 2 and added square. What we get is minus 2 squared. Minus 2 squared is 4. So we add 4 over here and we subtract 4. But here's what everyone does wrong. We need to take care of it. We are not adding 4 over here. This 4 is being multiplied with something. This 3 is multiplying with 4. So this is actually 12, not 4. We are adding 12 over here, not 4. You need to take care of it. Whatever we write over here, it's being a multiple of this number outside the bracket. So this is 12 we are adding, and so we subtract 12. Okay, so now it's the same question, like it's easier, and just like the previous example, we have a 3 over here, and this is a perfect square, so we will write it as x minus 4 whole squared. And here we have, what do we have here is 7 minus 12. We get a minus 5 over here. That's minus 5, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's minus 5. Okay, here we have our vertex form. I just write it over here so that we can relate the values over here. We have 3 x minus 4 whole squared minus 5 f of x equal to that. Okay, vertex is whatever we have over here, we just revert the sign, which is our h, and h is 4, and whatever we have over here is minus 5. That's our vertex of this equation. Okay, another way of finding the vertex is the minus b over 2a formula. That's an easier way to do that. Minus b, we have or minus 12 over here. Minus becomes plus. We have a positive 12 divided by 2 times 3. What do we have here is 6. Okay, I made a mistake over here. That's good. We try to solve it this way. When we have it over here, this is b squared. So what is b? B should be 2, and 2 squared is 4. So here we have a 2 over here, and over here as well we will have a 2. This will become a positive 2. Okay, now so here we have our x value by this minus b over 2a formula. This becomes 2 times a is 2 times 3 is 6. 12 divided by 6, we get a 2. By this minus b over 2a, we get our x value of this. X value, x equal to 2 at the vertex. Whatever the vertex is, the x value is 2. How do we find the y value? This f of x is actually y. So we just put this x value in the formula and look for our answer. What we get is x equal to, no, we just write it 3 times 2 squared minus 12 times 2 plus 7 equal to y, or f of x. We get 3 times 4, 2 squared is 4, 4 times 3 is 12, minus 12 times 2 is 24, and plus 7. Okay, let's add these terms. 12 plus 7 is 19 minus 24, and we are left with minus 5 equal to y. Okay, so we get the same answers as we did over here too, and y is equal to minus 5. That's our vertex. Okay, I'll just raise it and leave it as over here. Okay, I hope now you get how to convert the quadratic equation from its standard form to its vertex form. Okay, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.